Okay, recording this for YouTube. What's up, everyone? Sunnyvale here, and I just completed my ECQ run. I only went 18-10, which means that I'm going to have to sweat breakers to see if I can make it in the top 64 or not. But I did win the first 10 games, so hopefully that'll help. It's not exactly clear how the breaker system works. It's not. We don't know how well, how much it matters to win early on or whatever. Anyway, so here's the deck that I played. It is an Argenport mid-range deck. You have a lot of efficient units like Impending Doom. Well, I guess actually the units aren't that efficient. You've got a lot of powerful cards though. Like I think Impending Doom 5/5 flyer for 4. Incarnus just creates a lot of value. Tazbu makes it so that interacting with your units is a tricky way to. Well, it's tricky because you get to draw cards for whenever one of your units dies, and also some marionette crosses. But the big reason I wanted to play this deck is because it plays Airmont's Designs. You can see that it only has one 2-drop in Ripped Knife Assassin. That can trade up. That can trade up with the 3-drop. And Airmont's Design sweeps all 1s and 2s. And I think that's really good in the format right now. So one of the big draws to this deck was that it gets to play Airmont's Designs. You also get to play some good removal and Cast into Shadow and Devouring Shadow, both of which I think are some of the top removal spells in the Expedition format right now. You run pretty high on power. You've got 4 Seek power and 4 Var's Favor, but you also have 4 emblems in order to try to mitigate that some. And that is because you always want to be able to warp Tazbu when you draw it. Like, if you just... Stumbling on this deck is just really, really disastrous. So you really need to hit those power drops, and there's stuff you can do late in the game with that power, whether it be Incarnus playing the cards or using Emblem, Decimating Emblem of Makar. And I guess you decimate Cast into Shadow pretty frequently also. The market is pretty targeted, as a lot of Expedition markets are. We only have the 4 Hidden Road Smuggler. We don't have any sort of juggle in this deck. So we have Edict of Makar for time and justice units. That's a big one against aggro decks. Edict of Kodash for shadow decks mostly. Also hits fire. Waylay specifically for the Reanimator deck. Deezer's Office for a good late game card, and it also gives you life steal, which is pretty important in the late game because this deck does end up doing a lot of damage to itself. And finally, Inquisitor's Blade, which is a nice way of providing a threat from the market. I think this is the weakest card in the market. I look for a lot of different things, but I wasn't too interested in playing Platemaker. I think it has the same issues as Inquisitor's Blade, but this one you can gain a bunch of life with Hidden Road Smuggler, so that's a big reason why I played it, and I liked it a lot more than thinking about playing Feather. So that's the deck. I thought the deck was pretty good. I think a lot of really unfortunate things happened during my run. Like, there was a lot of redrawing down to 6, and there was a lot of just drawing a ton of power. It was pretty frustrating, to be honest. So I think this deck is a pretty good choice this weekend. The other 2 decks I would recommend for this weekend, if you don't have a deck yet, you've got... Oops, not that one. That is someone else's deck. You've got Stonescar Dragons, which is a pretty straightforward deck to play. I mean, this one uses the power of Oni Dragonsmith to power out your Teething Whelps and other dragons, and it's got some late game with Cozen Darkheart. I think this is a good deck, and the other one that I think is a good choice, which I lost to a lot, but I knew I was going to lose to this one a lot, is Elysian. Elysian, I think this deck is not very good against Stonescar Dragons, but it is very powerful on the base. You're playing an aggressive deck, but most importantly, you're playing Sodi, Sodi Spell Shaper, and Daring Griffin, all of which are tremendously powerful cards. If you want the deck list for either of these, you can find them in the Discord. Most of the decks that I play there are in the Discord, and I'll make sure to link that in this video. And for those of you playing this weekend, good luck, have fun. Hopefully this video is helpful and not just, providing a little scouting report for what I've played against, but also giving you some insights into the Expedition format. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.